Hey, welcome to UK Wildcrafts. I'm very happy because I've just discovered a new patch of these lovely mushrooms, Saffron Milkcaps. And this woodland's absolutely full of them. There's hundreds here and they're mostly in perfect condition as well. These really are a tasty mushroom, as their binomial suggests, Lactarius deliciosus. And for me, they're up there with the gourmet mushrooms like chanterelles. And they do have a bit of a similarity to chanterelles. They've got a little bit of sweetness. To identify saffron milkcaps, first of all we look at the location. Now these are a mushroom that are associated with pine trees. You can see there's pine trees all around me and there's pine needles carpeting the woodland floor. Also the time of year, you'll find these from late summer and through autumn, but I find October being the best time for these. The caps of the mushrooms are convex when they're younger, like this, with an in-rolled margin. And then as they become mature, they get a central depression and the margins flatten out like that. There are several shades of orange and brown on the cap, and when they become bruised or damaged you get a bluey green colour like that. The gills of the saffron milkcap are a similar colour to the cap, like a yellowish orange colour. They're fairly crowded and they run slightly decurrently down the stem. Mushrooms from the milkcap family produce a milk or latex, so when you damage the gills it will produce a milk, and with the saffron milkcaps it produces a bright orange milk or latex. The stems of saffron milkcap are quite thick and they usually taper towards the base just a little bit, so they're a little bit thinner right at the base. And usually, but not always, they have these sort of pock marks on the stem, these little orange circles. It's not always present, but it often is. When you cut a mushroom in half, the flesh should be fairly white. Often it's a bit hollow on older specimens, but you see here it's white fleshed, but then it's got orange around the edges. So white flesh here, orange around the edge. And a good ID feature for these mushrooms, if you give them a sniff, they've got a lovely sort of sweet floral smell. The main mushroom that you'll mistake the saffron milkcaps for are the false saffron milkcaps. Normally when a mushroom has false in front of its name, it's either poisonous or inedible, like for example the false chanterelle. But in the case of saffron milkcaps, both the true saffron milkcap and the false saffron milkcap are edible. It's just the true saffron milkcap is a better edible. But some of the main ways to tell the difference is with the stems. The false saffron milkcaps shouldn't have these markings on the stem. Also, if you cut one in half, the true saffron milkcap won't discolour, but the false saffron milkcap, after about half an hour or so, it will go a deep red wine colour. Also, the location where you find the mushrooms. Normally, the true saffron milkcap is associated with pine woodlands, and the false saffron milkcap is associated with spruce woodlands.